I'm just letting you guys know that all of the psychics that we have met with and that we're obsessed with are all full of shit. They all collectively, maybe 4 of them, have told me I was going to pass the bar. So they're all full pathological liars. Don't believe anything they say.
6 years, 9 hours of studying every single day, falling asleep to instructional videos. Kim Kardashian did everything she thought she needed to pass the California bar exam, and then she failed. But the breakdown that followed revealed something even more shocking than the failure itself. Kim Kardashian just posted an 8-minute video documenting the 2 weeks leading up to her bar exam, and it's one of the most vulnerable things she's ever shared. We're talking full-on crying, admitting she wanted to quit, and then blaming psychics for lying to her about passing. Yes, you heard that right, psychics. But before we get into all of that drama, make sure you hit that subscribe button because this story has so many layers you won't believe where it ends up. Let's start with what Kim revealed in her latest Instagram video. She explained that in the final 2 weeks before taking the California bar exam in July, she canceled everything. All work commitments were off the table. She focused on exactly 2 things, being a mom and passing the bar. That's it. No photo shoots, no business meetings, no appearances, just her kids and law books.
I am 41 today, and the only thing on my mind is taking the baby bar, and it's coming up any minute. This is my last chance to take this test, and if I don't pass, then my whole law school journey is over.
She described falling asleep every night listening to her instructors' voices on video lectures, trying to absorb as much information as possible even while sleeping. The dedication was intense. Kim said she was studying 9 hours a day for 3 months straight. 9 hours, every single day. That's more time than most people spend at their actual jobs. But then came the breakdown. In the video, Kim filmed herself mid-crisis, tears streaming down her face and what people are calling her signature Kim cry. She admitted she was exhausted to the point where she wanted to quit. She said she still had so much more to go and didn't know if she could keep pushing through. The pressure was crushing her, and for a moment, it looked like she might actually walk away from the whole thing. Then something shifted. The day before the exam, Kim was completely calm. She looked into the camera and said, "I feel good, I feel prepared."
Law school is so much work. Why are you putting yourself through all this?
I think it started off as me just feeling like I wanted to know more and me wanting to be able to help more. But then it kind of was proving something to me personally, and no one's ever really respected, a reality star with a sex tape, and I've always had to
The confidence was back. She believed she'd done enough. She believed she was ready, and she had every reason to think so after putting in that kind of work. But here's where the story gets interesting. Kim knew she was going to get her bar exam results on the same night her new show All's Fair was premiering. Talk about timing. She even said it on camera. It could be a really good night or a really bad night. She had no idea just how bad it was about to get. On November 7th, Kim found out she failed. Her name wasn't on the publicly available pass list released by the State Bar of California. Out of over 7,300 people who took the test, 54.8% passed. The pass rate for first-time test takers was 69.7%. Kim wasn't among them. She decided to announce the news herself on Instagram before the results went public on November 9th.
So get this, Kim Kardashian is blaming ChatGPT for failing the California bar exam. During an interview with Tiana Taylor, Kardashian revealed she used the AI chatbot to study. Kardashian revealed that she used ChatGPT for legal advice. She also talked about getting mad at it.
She posted, "Well, I'm not a lawyer yet. I just play a very well-dressed one on TV. 6 years into this law journey, and I'm still all in until I pass the bar. No shortcuts, no giving up, just more studying and even more determination." On the surface, that sounds motivational, positive, like someone who's ready to dust themselves off and try again. But what happened next showed just how devastated she really was. At her mom Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party, Kim filmed herself getting ready and went on an absolute rant. And the target of her rage? Psychics. She let loose on TikTok saying, "I'm just letting you guys know that all of the psychics that we have met with and are obsessed with are all full of shit. They all collectively, maybe 4 of them, have told me I was going to pass the bar, so they're all pathological liars. Don't believe anything they say."
Kim Kardashian is blaming ChatGPT for failing her law exams. The Kardashian star, who graduated from her law program in May, reveals that she used ChatGPT to help her study for her school exams, but it occasionally steered her in the wrong direction.
Think about that for a second. Kim Kardashian, billionaire businesswoman, reality TV mogul, and aspiring lawyer, was consulting multiple psychics about whether she'd pass the bar exam. And when she failed, instead of reflecting on her study methods or test-taking skills, her first instinct was to blame fortune tellers for giving her false hope. The internet had a field day with this. One person tweeted, "Look at my lawyer dog. I'm going to Alcatraz." Another wrote, "Using psychics and ChatGPT, she's doing anything but going to law school or studying." Because yes, there's more to this story. Just days before the psychic rant, Kim admitted in a Vanity Fair interview that she'd been using ChatGPT for legal advice while studying. She said the AI chatbot frequently gave her incorrect answers, which contributed to her failing multiple legal tests throughout her journey.
If she failed that many times, would you hire her?
Hell yeah, because she keep trying. It's something that she really want to do. Obviously, she got a passion for it, but it's like, I heard that exam is not easy at all. I mean, not that it's supposed to be.
That's an understatement.
It's not supposed to be easy. You're like, you're an attorney.
Legal experts immediately jumped on this, warning about the dangers of relying on artificial intelligence for something as serious as bar exam preparation. Duncan Levin, a former prosecutor and law lecturer at Harvard University, said Kim Kardashian saying she uses ChatGPT for legal advice is like saying you hired a magic 8-ball as co-counsel. AI can sound confident while being completely wrong, and in law, that's a dangerous combination. The risk isn't that she's studying with technology, it's that her millions of followers might think legal expertise is just a prompt away. So let's recap. Kim studied for 6 years. She passed the baby bar on her 4th attempt after failing it 3 times. She completed her law program and graduated in May. She studied 9 hours a day for 3 months. And then she supplemented all of that with ChatGPT answers that were often wrong and psychic predictions that turned out to be worthless. But here's what makes this whole situation even more complicated. On the latest episode of The Kardashians, which was filmed 3 months before Kim took the bar exam,
Last year I took the bar right after my birthday, but like I went on a full birthday trip. Like I made that a priority. This year, I really don't give a shit. Like a birthday party is not important to me. Like I cannot be worried about a party. I don't want to see people. I just need to study.
she explained why she absolutely needed to pass on the first try. She said, "I really do need to pass on the first try. I don't have another few months I can give up." She was exhausted. She admitted it on camera, saying, "You feel like you don't know anything, and then it all clicks, and then you feel like you don't know it. It's just the craziest, most emotional roller coaster." Kim knew she was at her limit. She knew she couldn't sustain that level of intensity for much longer, and that's probably why the failure hit her so hard. Adding insult to injury, her new legal drama, All's Fair, premiered right around the same time she got her results. The show, where Kim plays a divorce attorney named Allura Grant, got absolutely destroyed by critics. It debuted with a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The Hollywood Reporter said Kim's acting was stiff and effectless without a single authentic note. So in the span of a few days, Kim found out she failed the bar exam, and that critics hated her performance as a fictional lawyer. The irony is almost too perfect. She couldn't pass the real bar exam, and she couldn't even convincingly play a lawyer on TV. Now, some people might wonder why Kim is even pursuing law in the first place. She's already wildly successful. She's a billionaire. She has multiple businesses. Why put herself through this? The answer goes back to her father, Robert Kardashian, who was a high-profile Los Angeles attorney best known for his role in O.J. Simpson's defense during the 1995 murder trial. Kim has said she wants to follow in her father's footsteps and use her platform for criminal justice reform. She's already leveraged her fame to advocate for people she believes have been unjustly prosecuted or disproportionately sentenced.
Break through this stigma and like I want to prove this to myself that I can do it, and ultimately a huge like you to everybody too that thought that I can't grow or move beyond where I was.
The most well-known case was Alice Marie Johnson, a grandmother serving a life sentence for a non-violent drug conviction. Kim worked to get her released after 21 years in federal prison. She's also been vocal about the Menendez brothers case, arguing that they were denied a fair second trial and that crucial abuse evidence was excluded from their conviction. Kim genuinely seems passionate about using law to help people, but passion alone doesn't pass the California bar exam. And here's the thing that's frustrating people. Kim never completed college. She was 15 credits shy of graduating when she started this law journey. In California, you can become a lawyer through an alternative apprenticeship program that requires a minimum of 18 hours a week of work over 4 years. Kim chose this route instead of traditional law school. Critics argue that she's taking shortcuts, that she's trying to become a lawyer the easy way because she's rich and famous, that she's using AI and psychics instead of actually doing the hard work required to master the law. And when you look at the evidence, it's hard to argue against that. If you want to see how this story develops and whether Kim actually passes the bar on her next attempt, make sure you're subscribed. New videos drop every week covering the biggest celebrity stories. Kim has vowed to try again. She posted on Instagram, "This dream means too much to me to walk away from, so I'm going to keep studying, keep learning, and keep showing up for myself until I get there." She also said in another post, "Falling short isn't failure, it's fuel. I was so close to passing the exam and that only motivates me even more." But so close raises questions. How close was she really? The California bar exam doesn't release individual scores publicly, so we don't know exactly how many points Kim missed passing by. She could have been 1 point away or 50 points away. We just don't know, and that vague language allows her to control the narrative and make it sound better than it might actually be. Her daughter Northwest has reportedly been watching this entire journey unfold.
Kim tells her All's Fair co-star Teyana Taylor during their November 3rd appearance on Vanity Fair's lie detector test series, "I use it for legal advice, so when I need to know the answer to a question, I'll take a picture and put it in there." Teyana goes on to ask Kim if she considers that method as cheating.
Kim mentioned in a Vogue Italia interview from 2023 that North saw her fail and cry multiple times. She said, "For a long time it was difficult for her to understand why I was studying all the time. She saw me fail and cry. She saw how I was no different than her when she was worried because of a test." On one hand, that's a valuable lesson for a kid to see, that even their famous, successful mother struggles and fails at things. That hard work doesn't always lead to immediate success. That perseverance matters. On the other hand, you have to wonder what message it sends when that same mother blames psychics and AI for her failure, instead of taking full responsibility. The internet has been brutal in its response. People are pointing out that Kim has every advantage imaginable. She can afford the best tutors, the best study materials, unlimited time to prepare. She doesn't have to work a job while studying like most law students do. She can literally cancel all her work commitments and just focus on the bar exam, and she still failed. One comment that went viral said she could do so much more good by funding the Innocence Project or paying people's legal bills than she can by trying and failing to become a lawyer herself. And that's a fair point. If Kim's real goal is criminal justice reform, does she actually need to pass the bar? Or could she use her billion-dollar net worth to fund organizations and lawyers who are already doing that work? But Kim seems determined to do this herself. She wants the title. She wants to be able to say she's a lawyer like her father was. She wants to represent clients in court and argue cases. And there's nothing wrong with that ambition. The question is whether she's willing to do what it actually takes to get there. The next California bar exam will be held in 2026. That gives Kim over a year to prepare. The question is, will she change her approach? Will she stop relying on ChatGPT and psychics and actually commit to traditional study methods? Will she hire better tutors? Will she take a bar prep course that has a proven track record? Or will we see another tearful Instagram video in 2026 announcing that she failed again, this time blaming some other external factor instead of looking inward at what she needs to change? One thing's for sure, Kim Kardashian has made this journey incredibly public. Every success, every failure, every breakdown has been documented and shared with millions of people. That takes a certain kind of courage. Or maybe it's just good branding. Either way, people are watching, and they're waiting to see if she can actually pull this off. The bar exam has a way of humbling people. It doesn't care how famous you are, how much money you have, or how many followers you've got on Instagram. It tests whether you actually know the law well enough to practice it. And right now, according to the State Bar of California, Kim Kardashian doesn't. She's got time to change that. She's got resources most people could only dream of. And she's got motivation, even if some of it comes from wanting to prove critics wrong. The real question is whether she'll put in the work the right way this time, or whether we'll be back here in 2026 watching another breakdown and listening to another round of excuses. If you made it this far, drop a comment letting me know what you think. Can Kim actually pass the bar? Or is this whole thing just a publicity stunt that's gone on way too long? And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories everyone's talking about.